Did you know that before incarnating for the first time, the spirit is pure and simple, like a raw essence, without the complexity it will acquire throughout its journey? The spirit, before any incarnation, has a simple nature, but is endowed with reason, intelligence, and self-awareness. The spirit, in the beginning, is a pure being, without the weight of experiences or life lessons that will come with time. But you may ask yourself, if our spirit is pure, why do we need to incarnate? Why do we need to go through so much here on earth? That's what we're going to answer today, so you can understand the purpose of you being here on this planet now. But before that, it's necessary to clarify the logic behind reincarnation and how the view we're presenting will differ from the Buddhist view of reincarnation. Agreed? Later, we'll present an interesting analogy for you to understand the purpose of incarnation. So let's get started. Almost all spiritual traditions say that the spirit is eternal and immortal. So why would it go through a single incarnation experience on this world only to rest eternally in the spiritual realm? Does that make sense to you? Thousands of galaxies, planets, star systems, and in the midst of all this, an immortal spirit that will live only one life in the vastness of the universe, then praise God in paradise for all eternity, or suffer eternal punishment in hell? Thinking this way, it seems hard to believe that the only opportunity for incarnation would be in a single life, right? Especially when you reflect on the size of the universe and the role of our soul in this grand scenario. Let's stop and think. If we are immortal, our trajectory in the universe couldn't be limited to just one limited experience, no matter how important it may be. This earthly life, filled with challenges and learning, would be just a brief moment in the eternity that awaits us. The idea that we spend most of our existence in an immaterial plane and that one physical body would be enough to teach us everything we need is, at the very least, limiting. Reincarnation allows us to experience multiple realities and learn from different experiences, expanding our consciousness and perfecting our spirit. Following this logic, I ask you, what if Earth isn't the only place where our souls can inhabit? The universe, with its infinite worlds and possibilities, offers us countless options for our evolution. We are not limited to living only on planet Earth. The spirit, in its immortality, has the freedom to reincarnate in different spheres, on different worlds, with different densities of matter, and in different contexts. This means that our journey is much greater than just living on this tiny blue dot in the cosmos. It's no surprise that the idea of reincarnation appears so strongly in various cultures and religions. The ancients realized that reincarnation is one of the natural laws of the universe, a continuous process of learning and evolution. It doesn't happen by chance, but as a clear manifestation of the law of progress, where each new life gives us a chance to perfect our soul. Reincarnation, as we believe here on this channel, is a process of evolution and simultaneously purification as it progresses. Each new incarnation brings with it the opportunity to correct faults, develop virtues, and learn from past mistakes. All these experiences, when truly learned, the spirit will never forget nor regress in its evolution. For example, even though you may not remember it exactly, the spiritual values you acquired in past lives are engraved in your spirit. Additionally, reincarnation is not just an individual experience, but also a form of collective evolution for humanity. As spirits reincarnate, the earth and society itself evolve. Reincarnation, therefore, is an engine of progress, not only personal, but cosmic. It's worth noting that this type of reincarnation is different from the Buddhist one, which believes the spirit reincarnates immediately after death into another body, and may even reincarnate as an animal. In the view we're presenting, the spirit spends time in the spiritual life before reincarnating again, and this period can vary depending on the spirit's condition. It is generally decades or even a century before a next incarnation happens, as there is a long queue of other spirits who need to reincarnate before you. And if you're enjoying this content so far, leave a like. It only takes a second, but it helps this video reach more people just as it reached you. Now that you understand all of this, you are ready to understand why a spirit incarnates for the first time. To help with that, we'll present you with a very interesting analogy. Imagine that God is a great baker, and he made the most delicious cake in the universe. At some point, he creates you, a simple, pure, and ignorant spirit, and asks you to try his cake and tell him if it truly is the best. You then, following God's command, decide to eat the cake, and after eating it, you quickly realize there's a problem. You can't tell if this is the most delicious cake in the universe. You then ask God, "God, I don't feel anything. Why can't I tell if this is the most delicious cake in the universe?" And thus, with all the wisdom of the universe, God answers you, "Yes, my child, I knew you wouldn't be able to tell if this is the most delicious cake in the universe, and do you know why? It's because for you to know if my cake is the most delicious, you must try other cakes to compare. You must eat the bitter cake, the sweet one, and experience various other flavors. When you have tasted all the cakes, you will come back here, eat my cake again, and tell me if it truly is the most delicious cake in the universe." And this is how the spirit embarks on its first journey in incarnation, to experience diverse experiences and one day return to God and find true happiness, represented in this analogy as God's cake. This analogy shows us that we need to experience the deepest sorrow to know what true happiness and peace feel like. Does this make sense to you? Let us know in the comments if this content clarified or made you reflect on the existence of reincarnation and its purpose. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications so you receive more interesting content about spirituality like this. I'll see you in the next video. Peace profound.